Okay, today we are playing a game on Oasis. We are in the Gold SR range, and we will be playing about half the game as Moira and about half the game as Mercy. And our current team composition is Reinhardt, D.Va, Reaper, Doomfist, Mercy, and Lucio. So I'm always a little, concerned when you don't have, like, a proper counter to Pharah, especially on maps where Pharah is very popular. I mean, we have D.Va, so, you know, there's that. D.Va counters Pharah. But I'm always a little bit, you know, concerned when there isn't, like, an Ashe, a Soldier, a Widowmaker, something like that can kill the Pharah, because Pharah is one of those heroes where if you don't have, like, anything to take care of her, she's very overpowering, you know? And, D.Va does counter her, but not to, like, an insane degree. It's mostly just on maps where Pharah is very popular, like Oasis is a very popular Pharah map. Eichenwald, very popular Pharah map. So if you don't have something, I'm always like, So anyway, let's start the game. Oh no, before we start the game, hold on. Thank you to everyone who chipped in money to replace my hard drive, which broke, because I've said this before, Dell's a piece of shit. Don't buy anything from Dell, alright? Because, my computer, when I had it made, I had a 1 terabyte internal hard drive installed. Well, it arrived, and then within a week, that hard drive broke because it was faulty. So, it was under warranty. They send a man. Man comes around, replaces hard drive. Man does not replace hard drive with a 1 terabyte hard drive. Man replaces the hard drive with a 250 megabyte. Gigabyte, not megabyte. Holy shit. A 250 gigabyte hard drive. Oh my god. Big difference there. I didn't know this until, like, the man had already gone. Right, I figured out, like, a day later. This is a quarter of the size it's meant to be. So it was kind of too late, and I didn't want to go through the effort of, like, calling the man back again. So I just bought a 1 terabyte external hard drive, and that was good enough. 1 terabyte external hard drive broke, like, a week ago at this point, and many people were generous enough to donate to let me get a 2 terabyte internal hard drive, which is on the way. So thank you to everybody who chipped into that, because let me tell you, having a 250 gigabyte hard drive sure is not a lot, especially when you record videos every day. There's been a lot of having to shuffle files around, because, like, the raw footage takes up, like, 10-ish gigabytes, and then the rendered file takes up more than that, right? It usually ends up taking about 20 gigabytes. I've got, like, 50 gigabytes to work with between, like, the games I play frequently and, like, the OS and everything, right, and all my files. So it's basically like, make one video, upload video, immediately delete video to make room for another one. It's extremely inconvenient. So thank you everyone for that. Now let's start the game. So we're on City Center first. That's the one. And we are on Mercy first. We don't really have anybody great to damage boost, which is also something worth pointing out. I should have thought about this one a little bit earlier. You know, Mercy, there's a little bit of debate right now as to whether Mercy is even still considered a main healer, ever since they nerfed her healing. I still think she is, like, personally. But, like, there's some debate about it, and, like, I've always thought it's kinda not worth picking Mercy if you don't have somebody super worth it to damage boost, like Pharah, Widowmaker, Soldier, McCree, something like that. Like, Reaper, Doomfist, we ain't gonna be damage boosting them that often, probably, so that's worth pointing out. So they have a Sombra, and we got hacked. That's very inconvenient. Mercy's not the worst person in the world to get hacked, unless you're in Valkyrie, because then the regen stops, which is, yeah, it's not good for Mercy right there. I just want everyone to notice one thing right now that's just happened, right? Look here. Zenyatta just killed Reaper. Oh no, how depressing. Anna was also involved, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he got slept and then just cracked in the skull. But either way, still sad. So, their team's very hazardous to play Mercy against, because they have a lot of diving boys, which is very scary for us. So, the reason I went back here is we actually could have just landed up here. And being up here is pretty sick because it's harder for us to die, basically. It's a lot safer up there than it is down here. The floor is lava for Mercy a lot of the time. So, could have just stood up there and done everything we're doing here, because the beam tether is actually pretty fucking long. It's 15 meters, so we could have stayed up there where it is safer. And look, oh, here's Sombra. We've been hacked again. This is very scary. Fortunately, Sombra just, like, kind of immediately forgot we existed, it looked like, when we ran around the corner. Unfortunately, a lot of people are starting to die at this point, and, like, nowhere is super safe for us at this point. So it all sort of starts falling apart. Our team is also not very good at killing their team, because they've got, well, a lot of very mobile boys. And this is the thing with Reaper as well, is that even though he's meant to counter tanks, a lot of the popular tanks right now, like Hammond, Reaper doesn't actually kill that guy, unless the Hammond really, really fucks up. And then, you know, we've got all these other, like, Sombra counters Doomfist, Reaper's never gonna kill a Sombra or a Tracer unless they fuck up, so, like, our team's not super good for fighting their composition. That sucks. We can, res D.Va, but she's probably upset about that one. Oh! Thank you, Doomfist. Thank you. Thank you. Saved our life from Reaper, Roadhog Reaper. So we've been hacked again, and we've got Valkyrie. We'd love to use Valkyrie right now. We can use Valkyrie now, but the Emp just went off over there, so, like, it looked like the fight was still going okay. Yeah, like, it's, you know, Valkyrieing right now still wouldn't be terrible, because the fight still looks like it's going okay over here. So we use Valkyrie now regardless. Fair enough. Alright, we got there. We got there in the end. 3 people on their team already dead. Both their healers are dead, so they're pretty much just gonna lose this team fight, because that's kind of what happens when you lose both your healers right at the start of the team fight. Managed to kill the Tracer. Feels good. D.Va was really close to dying to dead while we were doing that, so there's that, but we killed the Tracer, so it was worth it. If we didn't kill the Tracer and she killed the D.Va, it would have been very upsetting. But D.Va lived, so it's okay. So, now, we finally got control of the point. They got halfway there. That's upsetting. We're damage boosting D.Va right now, because who are we going to damage boost, really? Reinhardt just got pulse bombed, but pulse bomb is not very good at killing tanks. To date, Tracer has only ever received 1 change, and that was pulse bomb now does 300 damage instead of 400 damage. And that was specifically to make it worse to stick tanks. And I was already never super into sticking tanks, just because most Tracers would do it at a bad time. Now it's like only half the tank's health, a little bit over, in Reinhardt's case. So it's just like, you gotta be in a position to do more damage to him, and they were not in a position to do more damage to Reinhardt, so it didn't really work out. So we're kind of getting harassed by this Tracer right now. Lucio's with us, making it more difficult. There's no really great, like, mobility people for us right now on the team either. By that I mean, like, nobody's ever really going to be in a safe position for us to Valkyrie to. Reaper's been hanging out on there for some reason, so that's nice. But, like, people that are really nice for to be on Mercy's team are, like, Pharah, Widowmaker. And the reason is they're really far away from the fight, so it's very easy to GA to them to get to safety. All the people on our team are just, like, gonna be next to them, so it makes it very difficult for us to have somebody to GA away to for safety, because if we can even see them, that's kind of rare, but if we can, they're probably being, like, aggressive rather than defensive. So we can res D.Va right now. Tracer's right there. Doomfist was in the area, but, like, not enough. This is the thing with, like, I would be cautious about resing the D.Va right here, just because we know Tracer has been, like, after us this entire game. And as soon as you start resing someone, you become really vulnerable. We also just saw Tracer as well, so no guarantee she wouldn't just immediately come back, which it turns out she did, so Tracer's been on us basically the whole game, so you gotta be careful when we res people. Do they still have the Sombra? I haven't seen the Sombra in a while at this point. I haven't been paying attention when we've pushed tab. So, fight, they got the point back, but we captured it back from them. We've almost got Valkyrie built up. That's cool. The next team fight basically decides who wins the round, because both teams are within only a few % of winning at this point. Like, if we win the next team fight, we win. If they win the next team fight, they win. So, I just heard somebody get hacked, so yes, they definitely do still have the Sombra. So, they're about to start the team fight. I was going to say, yep, I would Valkyrie right now, just because the team fight's about to start, and I don't want to risk not being able to Valkyrie. So we should not be, like, waiting next to this guy to revive him, because, like, we're hacked, our regen isn't going right now, and nobody hurts us, so that's not an issue, but, like, our regen's not going right now, we can't GA away if we have to, so, like, we should not be waiting next to this dude. It's so easy to die. We end up not dying, but Sombra just re-hacks us instead. So we should have been hanging out in the sky, then we could GA down to his body to revive him once we were unhacked. Rather than hovering right next to him the whole time, waiting for it to run out. So fight's still going well. We're winning the fight. Reinhardt's got back at this point. There's bombs here. Reaper just died. Res is not going to be up in time for Reaper. No, it will be. It will be. But I'd rather res McCree than Reaper. We got Sound Barrier on us right now, so that's fine to res him even though we know Tracer's there, because she won't kill us through the Sound Barrier as well. We were just frantically calling out to D.Va for the Defense Matrix to save us. All kinds of scariness happening. We do now have somebody that works well with, now we have someone who's good to damage boost now, McCree, and he'll often be in a better position to GA2 than someone like Reaper will be, so it's a little bit more synergy with Mercy now. Fight's still going on. They've got a lot of stalling heroes. They have a lot of heroes that are difficult to kill right now, so they manage to just kind of keep getting back in time. We've almost got Valkyrie built up. What was McCree's health at? Was McCree almost dead? He took damage. No, he's fine. He's fine. Okay. Now he's not. Now he's dead. We can res him. We've used Valkyrie. That's fine. Reinhardt, big whiff. Big whiff on the Tracer right there. Oh no, we're hacked again. We're damage boosting this guy instead of healing him. Like, realistically, he still dies regardless because he's getting, like, super focused right now. But, like, we needed to be healing that boy a lot sooner than we were. We can't res him because we just res McCree. That's unfortunate. We'd prefer to res Reinhardt, but we aren't clairvoyant, so we didn't know that was going to happen. So, you know, we've been winning the fight. Several people have ulted twice at this point. Even Lucio, he died before he hit the ground. He's sound bad. He dropped the beat right on top of a mine. That's very unfortunate. He's upset about that one, no doubt. So we just got real hurt. What hurt us? We got hit by that dude. Is that what did it? No, we're already low. What happened? What did this damage to us? It was Anna. Anna hit us twice. Okay, I see. Then we get over here. Yeah, that sucks. that sucks. Yeah, I wouldn't GA that way, so this is pretty much what you do. Because I wouldn't want to GA across the minefield into that guy, so, like, this is pretty much the only way to go. It's just then Hammond comes after us. We're not healthy because Anna hit us before. Yeah, like, it turns out the way to get out of that would have been to GA to the dude, to try and get past the minefield before it activated, but that's scary as fuck. I wouldn't have done that, so it's kind of one of those things where, like, the most logical play at the time turned out to be the wrong one, but, like, it's what I would have done as well. Because I'm not going to GA to the dude who's almost dead and have to go across the minefield to do it, right? It wasn't fully activated yet, but, like, I ain't going to risk it, because if one of those mines pops on me, I'm fucking dead, right? So sometimes you get fucked. Sometimes you get fucked. So they've stalled it out long enough that they've actually won the fight, right? The fight lasted long enough. They eventually won. Isn't that incredible? The big thing in there really is just Lucio not getting the sound barrier off, because if he got it off, rather than, you know, dropping directly on top of a mine, we probably would have, well, I say probably, who knows, given how that team fight went. I would say we probably would have won the fight rather than losing the fight, but who knows, right? Happened in a parallel universe. We'll never know, but to me, that was the big thing in there. There was no doubt small optimizations to make, but, like, this is the thing with Mercy, is that, like, that you can end up in a lot of situations where there's kind of not much you can do about it, to be honest with you, because Mercy only really acts as, like, an amplifier for her teammates, right? If you're, weeb trash and you've ever seen / read, like, Soul Eater, right? Then, to put it in those terms, Mercy would be the Meister, and her team would be the weapon. She amplifies their skill. So, like, you can be in a lot of situations where, like, your teammates are just mediocre, so you can make them average if you play really well, right? If your teammates are good, then you can make them excellent. But, like, you can end up in a lot of situations as Mercy where you really don't actually have any direct control over how the game goes. All you can do is kind of, like, rely on your teammates. And this is why I've never been a huge fan of Mercy personally. Just because, like, you have so little agency over the game. This is why I always say if you're in, like, below gold, don't play Mercy. Wait till you get to gold to play Mercy. Even if you fucking love Mercy. Like, if Mercy is your favorite character, that's fine. But, like, you are gonna struggle like fuck below gold to win any games as Mercy. Because people are too bad. People are too bad. Anyway, so now we've entered the Moira segment of the game. As you can see, the rest of the video is pretty short. Doesn't look like we play 2 more rounds unless they are complete stomps, so yeah, it's not looking good for us. So we changed to Moira. I'm more of a fan of Moira with the team comp we had. I'm actually a little bit more of a fan of Mercy with this team comp, because now we have Soldier and McCree, who are people who will usually be in a safe position for us to GA2, and they're good people to damage boost, right? So now I'm actually more into playing Mercy with this team comp than the previous one, which I would rather we were playing Moira with that comp and Mercy with this comp. Anyway, so we threw the healing orb right here. No reason to do so. Which button is it? Nope. There you go, that's the button. It's always on there somewhere. I can never remember. That one will be relevant in a couple minutes, but not right now. What was the other one? It was... yeah, there we go. Look at that, look at that. Oh, he remembered what buttons he put things on. Isn't that incredible? There was, like, not much reason to throw the healing orb right there. Everybody's basically full health, and it's just going to bounce away before it gets much value, so... this time, there's a bunch of people who are low health, so it makes more sense to throw the healing orb right here. We took a lot of damage. Tracer did it, okay. Just heard her drilling into our back. We don't really fade into a great location, because we just kind of fade, like, further back onto the point, rather than, like, through this... up this staircase right here. It didn't matter, because we still got there regardless, but, like... we faded, and then we didn't really get to a particularly safe location. Which is usually the goal of using Fade. So, Reinhardt's trying very hard to get himself killed. We did our best to try and keep him alive. Yes, our healing orb was even on cooldown while this was happening, so... We did literally everything we could to try and keep him alive, but he died regardless. That's what happens when you have Discord and you're still trying to, like, go forward. So, Lucio just got staggered. That's very exciting. That's not the best angle to throw the damage orb at, because it's going to bounce out into nothingness. Because that's just going to bounce. Like, nobody's over here, right? So it's going to go, like, dunk, dunk, doo-hoo, and then it's gone, right? It's going to do, like 20, 50 damage to Tracer. Whereas if we just go, if we throw it, like, so it goes ding, ding, then it's going to go into their team, rather than just out to nothingness. That's probably the hardest part of, well, okay, the 2 hardest parts of playing Moira to me are, like, figuring out the best angle for your geometry with the orbs, because sometimes you have to determine it fairly quickly, and not all of the maps are nice and symmetrical, so it can be difficult. And the other part is finding, like, the best angle to use Coalescence during a team fight, because sometimes you have to think a little outside the box to find the best angle for that. So we're getting really low on our resource at this point. I don't want to keep holding down the button anymore at this point, because our resource is really low. Soldiers in this right now. So our orb just came up. I'd rather throw the healing orb right now, because we want to try and preserve our resource. I'd rather throw the healing orb like this way. It'll heal soldier. He's in biotic field anyway. I'm drawing on the fucking OBS window. I'd rather throw it like this way, because soldier's in his biotic field right now, so he's gonna getting healed by that. Winston's still fighting, so you know that's sad. But like, we're getting low on resource. I don't want to just like tap out. So right now I want to throw the healing orb at these people so that it keeps them alive. Then we can walk forward and give some of these people a good suck to regenerate a little bit of our resource. Because the idea, like, if you're using the healing orb, you kind of want to try and regenerate some resource while that's out there, because that's keeping people alive at the time. So if you can, if you don't need like the big heals at that time, you can throw the healing orb just to keep people alive while you try and regenerate some resource. So a lot of people are just kind of dying right now. People are doing, oh no, this is, no. This is not the time to use coalescence. This team fight's done. Like, we lost this fight. So we should have just saved that one for when our team regroups, if our team ever regroups, because we've been having some trouble with that one lately, haven't we? Nobody's dealing with Tracer. Like, Tracer's been an issue for a lot of people this entire game. We throw the healing orb right here. We needed healing, so like, I'm not too upset about it, but I'd still rather throw the damage orb right there, just because like, we didn't need much healing. And, like, nobody on our team really needed healing either. So I would have just rather used the damage orb to try and kill people. That's actually where I would have been more into using the healing orb, because we can see this dude's in the hallway getting murdered by Roadhog, so we can throw the healing orb in here to try and keep him alive. Because the healing orb is actually a lot of healing per second, and, you know, it's going to take us a little bit of time to get him in line of sight, so that might just be able to do enough. But he lived regardless, before coming out and then immediately getting murdered, and then... hooray, our team's together, just in time to get routed immediately afterwards again. So there's a lot of things going badly this game. It's been dreadful all around for us. You know, like, you know, it's not impossible we win this round with the amount of time left. It might actually be mathematically impossible. I'm not sure. So Lucio's dead, Diva just died. There's a lot of staggering. Like, there goes Reinhardt right now. There's a lot of staggering happening, a lot of trickling in, and like, this is stuff we can't really stop people doing. We are in a 6-stack with these people, so like, you know, we can yell at them, and be like, yo, stop doing this dumb shit. Cause like, look at that. Like, Lucio died ages ago, and now he's dead again. Like, Lucio got staggered, like, 20 seconds ago. And now he's staggered again! Like, it just... You know... There's some shit you can't really stop. Like, when your team does, like, this kind of shit... Like, you can't really stop it. It's like... That's why people are like, when I'm in fucking, like, bronze, silver, gold, and people keep staggering all game long, what can I do about that? You can yell at them and spam group up, but, like, that's kind of it. You can't control what other people do, unfortunately. As much as we wish we could, we can't. So sometimes you're just in a pretty fucked position. We aren't going to see play of the game. No, we've in fact even left the game. This was from looking for group. Leave group! Yeah, get out of there. Get out of there. That shit was fucked. I support that decision. Good job, Beastman. That group wasn't going to work out, I think it was safe to say. I wanted to look at what the recommended videos were, because the YouTube algorithm has been pretty fucked up the last couple times we did this. Come on, what we got? What you got for me today, YouTube? We got... much the same as usual, so I do like Northern Lion. That's still all correct. Nope, don't know who that is still. I loathe Rust in general, and like most survival games, I despise. So this is not correct at all. What's this? 10 hard retro bosses that still haunt our dreams. Okay. Who is this? Who is that one? Because I recognize her, but I can't place her. I'll figure it out later. Someone will know, no doubt. I was watching a Smash tournament, so I'm not surprised that shows up. Jane's cool. What's this? Refunding a refund scammer using his own technique. Okay, sure, alright. Don't know where that one came from, but okay. Maybe because I watched Fallout 76 videos. Maybe that's where it came from. A chasm of mediocrity. Procedurally generated Metroidvanias. I actually know the game this guy's from. It's very mediocre. And I haven't watched StarCraft 2 in a really long time. Basically since Day 9 stopped doing that kind of stuff. So, you know, you got it pretty fucked up on most accounts here, but like, you know, whatever. YouTube's kind of fucked up. So, can I think of an overarching thing from the game? No. Not really. The biggest thing is probably, like, think about, the synergy your pick has to do with the rest of your team, if you're gonna play a support, because, like, I think Mercy for that first round was, like, probably the worst of the main healers we could have chosen, but we stuck with it the whole time. The second round would have actually been a lot better to play Mercy with than the first round, so that might be the biggest thing I can think of, is try and think about, like, team synergy when you're playing a support, because, like, if you're gonna pick, like, Anna, you want preferably someone you can combo nano boost with, right? You don't need that, you don't strictly need it, but you do kind of want it. When you're playing Mercy, you want to have somebody that's, like, good to damage boost, or you have a strong synergy with a certain hero, like Pharah, Bastion, you know, people that Mercy synergizes really well with. And Moira is just kind of like, you can kind of put Moira on almost any team composition and she's fine. She doesn't, like, strictly synergize with anybody that well, but she also doesn't not synergize with anybody that well, so, like, she kind of fits into most situations. But, like, Mercy, especially, like, after they did nerf her, I find has a more limited scale of people she's useful with. Mercy kind of used to just be blanketly good with basically everyone, but, like, not so much now. Like, you kind of need to lean on the damage boost a lot more than you used to, so you really want somebody good to damage boost. So yeah. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. And I hope you found the video helpful.